What if death is not just an end, but a mirror showing us how to truly live? This video challenges fears, explores faith and science, and reveals why facing mortality may be the key to deeper love, purpose, and meaning, a perspective you can't afford to miss. Welcome to Cosmic Axis, where we explore life's deepest questions and uncover the wisdom hidden in the mysteries of existence. Today we ask, is death truly the end, or could it be the beginning of something greater? Stay with us as we journey through faith, science, and human experience. If you find these reflections meaningful, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to Cosmic Axis so together we can continue exploring the truths that shape our lives. In American society, the fear of death often stems from the perception that it represents an absolute ending, a sudden disappearance of identity, relationships, and everything familiar. Psychologists such as Ernest Becker have argued that much of human culture is built around denying or defying mortality, suggesting that our fear of finality fuels everything from career ambition to religious devotion. This anxiety becomes especially visible in a culture that celebrates youth, productivity, and constant progress, where aging and dying can feel like failures rather than natural transitions. Many individuals struggle with the silence surrounding death in families and communities, as conversations about mortality are often avoided until crisis makes them unavoidable. Religious traditions offer comfort, portraying death not as annihilation, but as passage into eternal life for spiritual continuation. Yet in a pluralistic society, not everyone shares this faith. Secular perspectives, meanwhile, emphasize legacy, the idea that one continues to exist in memory, in the impact on loved ones, or in contributions to society. Still, the tension remains. If death is final, how should life be lived? Modern thinkers encourage facing this fear directly, arguing that acknowledging the limit of existence can bring clarity, urgency, and deeper appreciation for the moments we are given. For many Americans, religious traditions remain a central lens through which death is interpreted, offering reassurance that life does not end with the body. Christianity emphasizes eternal life and the hope of heaven, where believers reunite with loved ones in a perfected state, an idea that provides comfort in times of grief. Judaism often focuses on the continuity of the soul and the importance of righteous living, while Islam, practiced by a growing minority in the United States, presents a vision of accountability and paradise beyond death. Eastern traditions like Hinduism and Buddhism, though less dominant, have also influenced American thought, introducing concepts of rebirth and karma that suggest death is part of a larger cycle rather than a final stop. Psychologists note that such beliefs can reduce death anxiety by framing mortality within a meaningful story. As Viktor Frankl once observed, that human beings endure suffering more easily when it carries purpose. In a diverse society where faith traditions intermingle, individuals often draw from multiple perspectives, blending the language of heaven, legacy, and spiritual transformation. This pluralism reflects a modern search for comfort and coherence, showing that even in an age of science, many still lean on ancient promises to make sense of the mystery of mortality. In a society where religious certainty does not guide everyone, secular understandings of death often focus on the ways a person continues to live on through memory, influence, and the ripple effects of their choices. Many Americans find meaning in the idea of legacy, whether through children, creative work, community service, or even small acts of kindness that leave lasting impressions. Psychologists like Erik Erikson suggested that part of healthy development in adulthood is achieving generativity, the desire to leave something meaningful behind for future generations. In this sense, death is not an abrupt erasure, but a transition into the stories and lives of others.
Memorials, charitable foundations, and even digital spaces like online tributes become modern tools for keeping presence alive beyond the grave. Unlike religious narratives that promise eternity in a sacred realm, secular views emphasize continuity within the human and cultural fabric. This perspective aligns with a pragmatic American mindset that values contribution and remembrance, where immortality is not mystical but symbolic. It reflects a belief that while the body ceases, the impact of a life can endure in countless subtle ways, giving comfort to those who remain and purpose to those still living. Accounts of near-death experiences have sparked both fascination and debate in American society, as individuals describe visions of light, feelings of peace, or encounters with deceased loved ones during moments when their bodies were clinically unresponsive. For some, these stories reinforce religious convictions about an afterlife, while for others they raise questions about the brain's ability to generate profound states under extreme stress. Scientists often explain such experiences through neurochemical changes, lack of oxygen, or psychological defense mechanisms. Yet the vividness and consistency of these reports continue to intrigue researchers. Psychologists like Raymond Moody, who popularized the study of near-death experiences, note that people who undergo them often return with transformed perspectives, placing greater value on compassion and purpose. This has led many in modern America to see them less as proof of heaven or hallucination, and more as catalysts for rethinking how life should be lived. In a culture shaped by both scientific curiosity and spiritual diversity, near-death accounts sit at a crossroads, challenging the boundary between biology and mystery. They remind society that even when science provides explanations, human longing for meaning often stretches beyond what data alone can capture.
Awareness of death, rather than only being a source of fear, often becomes a powerful motivator for living more authentically. In American culture, where the pace of life is fast and success is often measured by material achievement, reminders of mortality can encourage people to pause and reassess what truly matters. Psychologists such as Irvin Yalom argue that confronting death directly can diminish trivial anxieties and deepen our capacity for love, creativity, and connection. Religious traditions echo this lesson by teaching that life's fragility should inspire gratitude and compassion, while secular voices highlight the urgency of making each day meaningful, since tomorrow is never guaranteed. Families who face loss often report a renewed focus on relationships, kindness, and purposeful living, demonstrating that death's shadow can illuminate life's brightest values. In modern times, with medical technology extending years yet not eliminating the reality of death, the challenge lies in balancing longevity with depth of experience. To face death wisely is to recognize that the measure of a life is not only in its length, but in its impact. Thank you for watching this video. And if these reflections offer you insight, we warmly invite you to like the video and subscribe to the channel so together we can continue exploring ideas that inspire a more thoughtful and meaningful life.